Do you know what a horse leech is? Well, it's a great old big leech that is in the area of Israel. And as a horse would travel through some water, it could get on its leg, and as soon as it gets a chance, it could attach itself. They said sometimes as a horse would drink, that the leech would actually attach itself to its lip or inside of its mouth. And it's real subtle as it gets started, but once that rascal locks on, it won't quit. And so the Bible uses this horse leech as an illustration for us in Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 15. It says, "The horse leech hath two daughters, crying, Give, give." This is the image of the person or the thing that is never satisfied. It doesn't matter how much they have, they always want more. It says, "There are three things that are never satisfied, yea, four things, say not, it is enough." Now, these are examples for us in life of things that never come to a place where they are satisfied, that there is never enough. He says the grave. Now, we all know the grave is never satisfied. Death is the great monster that's constantly pursuing all men, and it's never ever satisfied. And the barren womb, the woman who desires a child and can't have a child, her desires that begins to take first place in everything. The earth that is not filled with water, doesn't matter how much it rains, the earth just sucks it all in. And the fire that saith not, it is enough. If you ever burned a fire, you know that fire will burn as long as there's combustible material for it. As long as that fire triangle's in place, it's going to continue to burn. And so what we're talking about is we're talking about being content. And what this is a negative example for us of saying that just like a horse leech that'll just suck blood until it busts, there will never come a time in the horse leech's life where it says, it's enough, I'm satisfied. It'll never be satisfied. But God calls us to be in a place of satisfaction. In 2 Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 7, Paul is instructing the Corinthian believers on this offering that he's taking from these Gentile churches, and he's going to take it back to Jerusalem. And he says there, "Every man according as he purposeth in his heart, so let him give." So he's calling us to be givers. The leech, she's a taker. The grave, she's a taker. The fire, the earth, the barren womb, these are all takers. They say, "Give, give, give to me." But what God says is he says that he wants for us to be givers and not takers. And so he says, you need to get a purpose in your heart and give, not grudgingly or of necessity, for God loveth a cheerful giver. And then he says this, "And God is able to make all grace abound toward you, that ye always, having all sufficiency in all things, may abound to every good work." Now here's what's interesting. The Greek word translated sufficiency here is the same Greek word translated content in some of the other passages of Scripture that we've looked at. To have all sufficiency means to be content. And to be content means to come to a place where you say, it is enough. You know, it's one of the things that's really interesting to me about extremely wealthy people that have been interviewed throughout life. Many times as they've been asked how much is enough, they say just a little bit more. How much land do you want to own? Well, just everything I've got and all my neighbors, right? And so what we find is we find that in the heart of man there is this fleshly desire, and it's just like the desire of a horse leech, just like the desire of the grave, just like the desire of the barren womb, just like the desire of the thirsty earth, just like the desire of fire that is never satisfied. And yet, what we learn is that when we have a relationship with Jesus Christ, that we can be satisfied because God is able to give us his grace, that we in all situations have sufficient. That means that we have enough for every good work. Let's trust him today, and let's be givers and not takers. God bless. Have a great day.